swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. But have we found the same old fears? Wish you were here. There's got to be more than going back and forth, from doing right to doing wrong, 'cause we were taught that's who we are. Well, come on, get in line right behind me, you along with everybody, thinking there's worth in what you do. Then like a hero takes the stage when we're on the edge of our seat, saying it's too late. Well, let me introduce you to amazing grace. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. The cross has made you flawless. No matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. Could it possibly be that we simply can't believe that this unconditional kind of love would be enough to take a filthy wretch like this and wrap him up in righteousness? But that's exactly what he did. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. The cross has made you flawless. No matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. Oh yeah. Take a breath, smile and say right here, right now, I'm okay, because the cross was enough. And like a hero takes the stage when we're on the edge of our seat, saying it's too late. Well, let me introduce you to grace. grace, God's grace. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scar, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless, has made you flawless. No matter the hurt or how deep the wound is, no matter the pain, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you, the cross has made you flawless. No matter what they say or what you think you are, the day you called his name, he made you flawless. He made you flawless. No matter the bumps, no matter the bruises, no matter the scars, still the truth is the cross has made, the cross has made you flawless. We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one as we sail into the mystic. I can now hear the sailors cry, smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. And where that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. Yeah, when the foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear that I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. Yeah, magnificently we will fold into the mystic. When that foghorn.
Hello. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming here and settling in. So we're here today to celebrate the life of Brandon Nobles. Thank you all for being here. My name is Brian. I'm a friend of Brandon's. Met him, later in life, probably the most of the people here. I know a lot of people here probably, grew up with him, probably knew him a lot better than me, probably knew him a lot longer than me. But, the thing about Brandon was you just had to meet him one time, really, to form a bond with him. He was one of the kindest people I've ever met. He was definitely the funniest person I've ever met. And, he had an energy that drew people in, as you can see by just how many people came here today to celebrate him and to support each other. So a couple people are going to come up after me to, help us remember him, tell some stories, help us celebrate, the positive impact that he had on so many people's lives. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it to Jen to start us off. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Jennifer. I was a paralegal of Brandon's for a very long time. And today, I'm speaking on behalf of Wilkerson, Jones, and Wilkerson, also known as the birthplace of your small town pizza lawyer, Brandon G. Nobles. We were fortunate enough to work with Brandon for a little over 10 years. And when you're together in the same building for 50 hours a week for over a decade, you get to know each other pretty well. We very quickly became more than coworkers. We were a family. Brandon had a way of making everybody feel like family. He was so good at making everyone feel so special. He would get to know you and what interested you, and he would use that information to form a bond that would make you feel so special. His ability to connect with anyone from any walk of life got him so far in everything he did. But the biggest part of what made Brandon special is that he was a walking, breathing contradiction. He was confident, but not egotistical. Clients loved him. He was never condescending, never spoke down to a soul. He would get on their level and relate to what they were going through. But they trusted him because of his confidence. They knew he would make things right for them. He was often the smartest person in the room, but he wasn't a know-it-all. He could pull out a wealth of knowledge about any topic. There wasn't a situation where Brandon couldn't hold a conversation. And if he didn't know about something, he would dive right in. He would learn everything he could. He managed to be both a great leader and a great team player. He was such a hard worker in everything he did. He would never let anybody work harder than him. It wouldn't make him comfortable. He was the boss, but he would never ask you to do anything that he wouldn't do himself. I've seen him clean a toilet, take out the garbage, throw a suit on, and sit in a deposition like it was nothing. He was a workaholic, but he was also a family man. He dove into his work completely. He never came up for air, but when he did, he wanted to be surrounded by his family. They were his break, his reward for his hard work. When he could, he was constantly going to visit someone or hosting a house full. He loved Jade beyond measure, more than anything else on this planet. He cherished his mother, Wendy, and he was so proud of his father and Greg. He adored his sister, and God, how he loved his nieces and nephews. We knew you guys so much longer before you ever knew us. We knew everything about you. He was funny as hell, but he knew how to take life seriously too. He could make anything funny, and he would certainly put the fun in this funeral. But he had the best quips, the best one-liners, and he could start something out of nothing. We all have funny Brandon stories, no doubt, everyone in this room. But on the other side of that, he gave the best advice. He never took anything for granted. He could be your anchor in a storm, someone that you could confide in without judgment. He was a fighter, but also a voice of reason. He would fight for anyone that needed someone in their corner. He'd go to the ends of the world if he knew it was right. He wouldn't stop. He wouldn't relent. But he also knew how to pick his battles. He had this wisdom about him that would stop him from fighting just to fight. He's just one of those rare folks that you come across in life that's just good at everything. He was the best of both sides of the coin. The world will forever be changed without him in it. Until we see you again, buddy.
I want to greet everyone and humbly thank you for allowing me to say a few words about Brandon. I know his family's here, but his friends are too, and if you were his friend, you were his family. I knew Brandon from our work relationship. See, I'm a chiropractor. He was a personal injury attorney, match made in heaven. But seriously, as we worked together over the years, I came to understand the person who was Brandon Nobles. I think Jen looked at my notes. He always had a smile. His laughter could be contagious, but he was a good listener. He made you feel that even in a crowded situation, you were the only person he was listening to. And as our friendship grew, interacting through activities like BNI or my chiropractic association, where I had to twist his arm behind his back events, where we did awful, terrible things like play golf and shoot sporting clays, I began to understand that he was genuine. He didn't put on airs, and he didn't pretend to be better than you or anybody else. Because of him, I can say I know someone from Aner, South Carolina. He educated me on his high school mascot, the Blue Jacket, which is actually an artillery sleeve that went around missiles for World War II. And I got to thinking, that's what he was. He was protection for his clients and for his friends. Just to share a brief story, I remember once during a golfing outing with Chiropractic Association, again, I had to really twist his arm behind his back hard to make him go. But we were all, at this point of the game, just full as ticks because we believe in feeding you well. We're on the last 3 holes of the game. Everybody's tired, and we saw this big goose just come flying in after this smaller goose. Chased him into the bushes. The little guy flees for his life, and we look over, and the ladies are just walking by the tree line over near the lake. And, we're talking about what we just saw, and it's my turn to tee off. Now, at this point in the game, I'm tired, and I have a predictable slice. And slice, I did. About 2 feet off the ground, a real worm burner, straight into the chest of one of these female geese. And she starts squawking and fluttering and stumbles into the lake, and I didn't know what to do at that point. I look around, Brandon's laying on the ground laughing so hard he can't breathe. Justin's right beside him. I think, Josh, you might have been there too. But what it taught me was that in that fond memory of a funny story, that a true friend will laugh with you, but not at you. I consider Brandon to be one of my dearest friends. We didn't talk every day, but when we did speak, it was as if no time had passed. I was in the habit of including him in my occasional Sunday morning text where I would send it out to friends and family of a scripture that I had read or some song I thought was meaningful. And in one of those threads, he shared with me something very personal, and I wanted to share it with you now. He professed to me that he knew Jesus as his personal Lord and Savior, and I knew that that would give you some comfort. I believe one day I'll see Brandon again, and together we'll tee off on that golf course in heaven. Just got to be better than any golf course down here, where you all get hole-in-ones. In closing, though, we are all better for having known Brandon. I mourn his passing with you, but I remember his smile. I remember his laughter. I remember his genuineness, and I know that I'll see him again. I'll pay for this later for my Clemson-loving wife, but this one's for you, brother. Go Cox!
Just so we're not here for the next 20 minutes watching me cry, I'm going to read something. I'm James Duncan, for those that don't know me. Those of you that don't know me, I'm Brandon's law partner, and I met Brandon first back in 2015, and from the very first meeting, we became fast friends. There was just something about him, his openness, his humor, the way that he could make you feel at ease immediately. No one was ever a stranger to him. He treated every person that he ever met with warmth and respect. In 2021, we made the decision to partner together in law. And Brandon, I learned very quickly, it was the best decision of my life, certainly professionally. Brandon wasn't just a skilled lawyer. He was a hardworking, funny, and the most loyal person I've ever known. His former colleagues at Craig Wilkerson's office would certainly tell you, as Jen already has, that he never did anything halfway. He worked tirelessly, he fought hard, and he poured himself fully into helping his clients. But that same year, in October of 21, Brandon was diagnosed with ALS. Most people would be crushed under that weight or that news. Brandon, true to who he was, just worked harder. Even as ALS stole his ability to walk, to type, to talk, it never stole his spirit. It never took away his smile, his laugh, or the light that he carried with him into every room. I watched in awe as Brandon continued to serve his clients with determination and dignity, even while fighting a battle that most of us can hardly imagine. He showed all of us what true courage looks like. Not the absence of hardship, but the will to keep moving in the face of it. He worked diligently because he had an insatiable desire to help others, to protect his clients, and above all, to provide for his family, whom he loved more than anything. Brandon's legacy is not only in the cases that he won or the clients that he served, but in the way that he lived his life, with loyalty, with laughter, and with a heart that never quit. He taught us that even in the most difficult of circumstances, we can choose joy and we can choose to smile. I was honored to call Brandon my partner. More than that, I was blessed to call him my friend. His memory will live on in the work that we do, in the lives that he touched, and in the love that he gave so freely. Rest easy, Brandon. You fought with everything you had, and you inspired us all. We'll carry your spirit forward in everything we do. Thank you.
I'm Martin. Grew up with Brandon, and as most everybody that spoke has already said, to know Brandon was to love him. And if you're in this room, you knew him, and you can feel assured that he loved you. It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Remember somebody so bright, so full of life, they just had the ability to reach into your heart and your soul and just make you want to live and be a better person. And it brought me to this quote that I found. It says, to live in the hearts we leave behind is not to die. And I think that's very poignant about Brandon. I stand here humbled and honored to have known him and to be a part of his life and to get to share a lot of memories, a lot of time with him. As y'all know, he needed no introduction. When he walked into a room, he felt it. It was unignorable. He was the only person I ever felt like that truly understood me. We could have a conversation, didn't matter the setting, crowded bar, in a house, at a party, at a dinner, with just a lock of eyes and that sideways grin he always liked to share with everybody. We shared a lot of first loves, first home runs, first touchdowns, first fights, first wins, and first losses. We had so many firsts together, as I know many of you here also shared with him. These are what I call my Brandon experiences and my Brandon moments. I want y'all to know that he wanted y'all to remember those moments and carry them with him. He didn't want us sad. He wanted us to celebrate him and to go out with us all just happy and remembering the Brandon that we knew and loved. I learned a lot from Brandon through the years. One of the most important things I learned from him was to fight for what you love, and that you can flirt your way through anything. And the most important thing I learned from him was somebody telling you that you couldn't was the only motivation you needed. And that's what made Brandon Brandon. He never quit. That rebellious spirit allowed him to always find a way. He could turn chicken shit into chicken salad, as I always told him. And that's the way he would want us all to remember him. Jade, he loved you with a passion that poets have failed to convey in the most elegant words. His main purpose was to protect you and to spoil you, and in that he took pride. Wendy and Greg, I want you to be proud of who your son was, and I want to thank y'all for creating him and sharing him with the world. It is a brighter place because of him. He was a blessing to so many. Thank y'all. Our friend was such a bright personality. No one was immune to his charm and charisma. He had an extraordinary ability to hold an audience captive, and he loved every minute of it. So I challenge each and every one of you to honor your friend by choosing to do these things every day going forward. Live with a rebellious spirit. Love passionately. Laugh hard. Work harder. And seize every chance to share life with the ones you love and live it to the fullest. Thank you.
Can we give some love to the family and to everyone? Thank you.
You know I will be coming home. Yeah, when that foghorn whistle blows, I gotta hear it. I don't have to feel